Hello everybody and welcome back again to Katawa Shoujo. Let's jump straight back in, shall we? With Don't Panic. Dum, 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 dum. He fingers his scarf nervously, faster and faster, like he's trying to start a fire. Then slowly begins to calm down once the panic attack finishes running its course. I'm going to have to find some spot to hide in. A safe haven, and then knock the lights out of myself so that I don't have to experience this horrible day. I have the perfect thing for that. I must prepare now. Don't go to the festival. Okay. Later, dude. The door slowly closes with a few creaks, and I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said. It's kinda unsettling, and now I start to feel doubtful of myself. Should I bother going? I've got a book I've been meaning to read. Something about an underground postal system. Or may not exist. It's short too. I could have finished it in a day. But would that be a good way to spend my time? Well, yeah, it definitely would be. But I suppose that would perfectly be a better idea if I head outside. See the festival. Try to integrate with all the other sideshows acts. Honestly, I should at least make the attempt to keep up the somewhat friendly personality I've had the past week. Maybe get something to eat. My stomach suggests. It's almost lunchtime. I could at least grab something from one of the stalls outside. I'm soon outside, surrounded by various students and people who may or may not be their parents. Often so, I catch a glimpse of someone who clearly just came up from the town for the promise of a festival. They're easy to spot. The ones who can't stop staring, and behind their eyes you can tell they're thinking, "Now what's wrong with this one?" I almost want to yell at them, but at the same time, I can't deny what I've been doing all the same thing all week. A wave of something like disgust weeps over me, guilt for my own narrow-mindedness. I push the thought aside, considering on the pang of hunger that burns my gut like a wildfire. The scent of something fried lurks me to be promised land, where I can get some lunch. I'm just getting my order when a loud voice interrupts me. "Hey, what the hell you doing?" Having lunch? Breakfast? You mean you just got up? Suddenly sleeping all morning feels like a crime. No, I meant lunch, honest. She's not buying it. Brunch? That's not a healthy breakfast at all. She snatches my food out of my hand and glares at me. What the hell is this girl doing? Hey, that's my breakfast. What happened to it being your lunch? Whatever, it's my food. Emmy places her hand on her hips and begins lecturing me. Did you really forget your dietary plan already? You need to be more cautious about your health, no? What about your heart? My heart's fine, the way it is. Mostly. All I get in response is a roll of the eyes. I doubt that. You wouldn't be here if that was the case, would you? The girl's got a point, of course, but I'm not about to consider it. It's not that bad of a heart. Certainly can handle a little grease now and then again. Yeah, sure, and it handled a little running just fine too. Emmy seems unconvinced. Not surprising, as I haven't even managed to convince myself. Maybe, but not if you're sleeping the day away all the time. A devious look suddenly comes across her face. Of course, you've been following a routine from the beginning. You wouldn't be in the situation. Hey, I've had a pretty eventful week, you know. For example, I almost died, and there was a lot of meeting people, and then I was on a roof for a while. Which is no excuse for slacking off, you know. A little near-death experience is no excuse for skipping basic exercise, like running in the mornings. She nods, as if something important just been decided. So it's settled then. You've been the error of your ways and you're willing to adhere to my routine, right? I'll see you bright and early in the morning. We'll be running buddies. You know I've already convinced me yesterday that was a good idea. You don't need to convince me again. Not that I did a good job of being convinced. She's right about eating healthy after all, and here I am ordering up something grossly unhealthy, but delicious. There are more important things than deliciousness, isn't there? Like staying alive? If Emmy weren't here bothering me about my poor decisions, I'll probably... Hey, wait a sec. A sudden question springs to mind. Hey, why the hell have you taken such an interest in my well-being? Emmy shrugs and grins at me. You're the new guy. I figured you don't have any friends yet, right? Besides, I've caused you trouble all week, right? I owe you for not getting angry. And I told the nurse I would anyway. Uh-huh. Crazy little running girl wants to make me healthy. Well, I suppose there's worse fates. Okay, that sounds fine. Thanks for your concern. Tomorrow morning, then? I figured that ends the conversation, so I turned to leave. Not so fast. I feel a hand on my collar in a second. I've been yanked backwards. Hey, no need to be so rough. What do you want now? Emmy looks almost wounded by my annoyed question. Thought you could use the company. Her eyes narrow. Besides, you were just going to try to sneak some more of that fried crap, ain't you? Well, I wasn't going to, but now that she mentioned it, that would have been a really good idea. I was not. Another glare. Okay, maybe I was going to get a little. The glare continues. Okay, a lot. Jesus, I'm danger to myself and others, ain't I? I get some done agreeing that I need to be more healthy. Oh, need to be healthy. And then immediately start cruising the next unhealthy habit that comes my way. I knew it. You can't be trusted. Now I definitely have to stick with you. The whole situation feels silly. I can't imagine what passerby think of the sight of me being lectured by a tiny girl half my size. Maybe I should just give up for now. Fine, do what you like. I sigh. Might as well make the best of this. What do you want to do? Emmy thinks for a minute. Well, I promised Rin I'll stop by her mutual. So let's do that. I confess I'm slightly curious as how her mutual turned out myself. So again, I consider there are worse fates. I give a nod of assistance and find myself almost dragged bodily through the crowd as Emmy races to our destination. By the time we reach the dorms, I can feel my heart pounding. My heart shouldn't be pounding after just that. I take a few deep breaths, willing myself to calm down. I'm one of the most normal looking people in the school, but I still have to be there. Here. Sometimes I wish I lost a hand or something. At least then it'll be obvious that I belong. But instead, I don't even look sick. But now, trying to catch my breath, I just look out of shape. Emmy looks back and notices my state of distress. You're not going to die on me, are you? Please don't. It'll be all my fault and I don't want to deal with that kind of guilt. Besides, after last time, I don't really think I need to see that again. Especially because the nurse will totally say it's all my fault. Nah, I'm fine. I guess I need to start running after all. And you wanted to keep eating your greasy whatever it is. See, it's a good thing I found you, right? Yes, it was. Maybe. Of course I don't add that I wouldn't be in this state if she hadn't dragged me across the festival grounds. Further conversation is interrupted by the sudden appearance of Rin. Oh, it's you. Hello, Amy. Hey, Rin. I brought Hisao along because he was going to give himself a heart attack. I was not. My objection goes unnoticed. We stopped by to see how the mutual turned out. Rin nods slowly. Well, it's right there. You can see it pretty clearly. I found myself wondering how long Rin's been standing here in front of the mutual. Has anyone even stopped by to look at it? Are we the first ones? Obviously we're not the first ones to see it, of course. I mean, it's pretty big. You'd be hard-pressed not to see it. At the same time, I don't think anyone's actually talked to Rin about it. Anyone but us, that is. I feel complected to say something. It looks pretty good. I'm still not happy with how it turned out, but I guess it'll do. She almost seems resigned to it, but I'm not sure what she expected as a result. But I guess she didn't quite get there. We stand in front of the mutual like taking it all in. It's actually pretty good. I tried to convince I tried my best to concentrate on the competition of the thing. Composition. It's weird, isn't it? Goes well with a weird personality she has. Huh. It's actually fairly interesting. And weird as well. 3 feet. And 1 hand. Okay. The colours swoop and blend together, dragging me along with them. There is a dreamlike quality to the whole thing that makes me almost feel sleepy. Not really. Oh my god. I'm not sure if I have to censor that out. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it'd be fine. I hope. I try hunting down some other colours Emmy and I grabbed for her. Try as I might, I can't see any fusion blue. Oh well. I'm sure it's in there somewhere. I feel my feet start to hurt, but Rin doesn't seem inclined to move on. Emmy speaks up. Hey Rin, have you eaten? Of course. You can't survive otherwise. What about in the past 5 hours? Maybe. But I'm hungry again, so maybe that means I'm wrong. Emmy grins and claps her hand together. Good. Come on. Come get some food with us. Rin nods his interest. Okay, but we should hurry before they notice I'm gone. Somehow I don't think they'll care, whoever they are. As we head back to the food stalls, I cast an eye over the fried food. No, I better not. I'm pretty sure Emmy wouldn't let me anyway. We find a nice spot on the grass and sit down to eat our purchases. Well, my purchases anyway. Somehow I wound up paying for all the food. Surprisingly, my unfried food is pretty good. Silence falls as Emmy and I eat and Rin stares at something or another, occasionally eating a bit or two of their food. I finish my meal first and lay back on the grass. Amy glances up from her food. Tired-ish, no? A little, I guess. Well, don't oversleep or anything tomorrow morning. We'll start our morning runs, remember? Actually, they'll slip my mind. I was actually just enjoying myself. Wandering around a festival with these two has actually been fun. Yeah, I'll set an alarm. You better be there. I'll get angry if you ain't. God forbid. I don't think God comes into it. Unless there's some kind of freak accident and your alarm clock shorts out. That might be a random act of God. Well, of course, any random acts of God then. A plan forms itself in my mind. It's a plan that makes me feel kind of guilty. But I'll throw it into execution anyway. Damn it, I've earned a little fried food. And anyway, I'm going to start running tomorrow, right? So the actual routine all starts then, not now. Igro, the dietary plan portion take starts tomorrow too. Igro, I guess I can have something unhealthy today. A sort of final farewell to all the stuffs I used to eat with the wild compensation before the hospital. Actually, I suppose I should head back to my room. I had some homework to do, and if I'm going to the run in the morning, I should make it an early night. These arrow knives again. You sure you're not just going to sneak off and buy some of that fried stuff over there? Nah, I'm too full to bother now. I pat my stomach for emphasis. Besides, you two have cleaned me out anyway. Emily giggles. Surprisingly pleasant sound. Another pang of guilt. She's got to know that I'm lying to her, doesn't she? Or is she just that trusting? I feel kind of like a monster. All part of my master plan, Hisao. Well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow morning then. Thanks for the food, and keeping us company. And here I thought she was going to doing me a favour. Rin nods in agreement. I won't say see you tomorrow because that would be predicting the future, and I'm pretty sure I can't do that. Okay. Bye, you two. I feel oddly glad that I decided to leave my room today. Not in a bad way to start my second week here, I suppose. Once I'm sure... wow. Once I am sure I'm out of Emmy's line of sight, I make a beeline for the food stands and buy some cake. At least it's not fried, right? That's slightly better than what I was planning to do. I still feel a little bad about lying to Emmy though. She really does seem concerned about my health. I'll make it up to her somehow. Better head back to my room. Hey, I do have work to do. My book waits me, and I flop onto my bed and read through the fireworks display. Eventually, all the walking around, or more actually running around, catches up with me. I really am out of shape. Emmy dragging me out in the morning to run just might be a good thing after all. It's something to look forward to. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end it right there. That was actually kind of interesting. That little animation scene with Emmy. It's actually quite cool. So, here you guys go. Oh, there we go. So, obviously, there's something there with Emmy, apparently, to the character, anyway, that I'm playing as. It's kind of cool. Yep, there we go. So, we've unlocked. So, now that we've done. Finally, we've now done Act 1. Now we're going to be moving on to Emmy. Act 2. Form. Or Emmy's Act. So that's cool. So we're going to now... It's all about Emmy. Which is cool. Emmy, then we're going to do all the rest of them. But yeah, this is going to be quite interesting. And I can't wait to see what happens with Emmy. Because Emmy is actually one of my favourites. Emmy and Rin. The best two characters of my liking. You know, just really interesting characters. The others seem a little bit boring to me, especially Shinatoon and Mr. Lily and Hank. No, it doesn't seem too bad. But Shinatoon and Thingy Mabobs, and the boring ones out of the 6 to me. But that's still quite interesting now, and I can't wait to see what all of their stories are going to be. But anyway, so that's for Act 1. God knows how many videos this has been already, but basically times that by 4, that's most likely how many episodes in total this series is going to be. Anyway guys, as you can see down here, we now have me and Emmy. Well, the backside of Emmy anyway. But yeah, hope you guys have all enjoyed today's episode, and as always, doing all the YouTubey stuff, and I'll see you all next time.